Are you wondering what's the number one dog toy you should get for your dog? Then watch this video. So today I just wanted to make a quick video about my favorite dog toy. So if you need to get only one dog toy for your dog, that would be that one. It's a Kong dog toy. It's a chew toy. Now it comes in different sizes. So that's the small one. You have a medium one. That's a large one. Here is it in the packet. And I usually go for the extra large one because I have very large dog, and you have different toughness as well. The red one is the classic one. You have one for puppies as well. You have one for senior dogs, and you have the black one, which are for extreme chewers, and that's why I get it for my dogs, although they never came through the red one. But just in case, I like to have the extreme chewer one. Do you want it? Or maybe Bruce? Whatever. And the good news about this and why it's my favorite dog toy is because it's nearly indestructible. So yes, it does cost a bit of money, about, depending on the size, between 10 and 20 euros or dollars. So it's not that much, but it is more expensive than some other dog chew toys. But it will probably last the lifetime of your dog. They're very strong and very indestructible. And why is it my favorite dog toy? Because there are so many dog uses for it, and you can use it in so many different circumstances, and it really will help your dog. And the number one thing that you can use it for is to actually enrich your dog's life and basically stimulate them. Dogs basically love to have things to do, otherwise they get bored and they do something else that you probably don't want them to do, like destroying your cupboard or whatever. Now the great thing about this toy is that it's hollow, so there's a hole in the middle. I don't know if you can see, but it means that you can basically fill it with treats, so it actually lasts a very long time, and your dog can chew on it for a few minutes, because you can put it in the freezer as well, which I really recommend, so then it actually lasts even longer. And what I would recommend you is actually to get minimum 2 of those dog toys, so you always have one ready in the freezer. So you take one out and you put one back in, so you always have one around when you need it. Now, another thing you can use this dog toy for is actually to teach your dog to settle. So it can be if you want your dog to relax on their bed or in a crate or whatever, you just basically give them a toy, you fill them with a bit of treats, you put them in a freezer, and then when you want them to relax, you give them the toy on their bed or in their crate, so they actually learn to just settle and enjoy their Kong calmly, because the chew toys have actually a soothing effect as well, so it's really good to help your dog settle. Now, obviously, it's also a chew toy, so it's just good for chewing purposes if your dog is going through mouthing or teasing, especially if they are a puppy. As I said, there's a puppy version of this toy. If you have a puppy that has a tendency to, grab anything that they can, because it's absolutely normal behavior for a puppy to actually grab things with their teeth, because that's how they discover the world. But then you can, if they grab something that they're not supposed to, or even your finger, which is very sore usually because they have very sharp teeth, you can actually take this toy and redirect to this toy. So actually encourage them to take this instead of the other thing. So you actually teach them that it's okay to chew on this, but not on the other things. You can also use this toy to actually feed your dog part of the dinner, because as I said, it's hollow. Yes, Bruce, what? Do you want it? Yes, you can have it. Go on. You don't want it. I'm not giving you the one that are still in the pack. You have 2 there. Go on. Dogs actually love to walk for their food because they like to be stimulated and have a job to do. So you can just, as I said, take a part of the kibble or even wet food if they are on wet or raw food, put it in a Kong, freeze it eventually or not, and then give it to your dog. So actually they need to walk for their food. So a Kong is actually great to slow down feeding time. If, like my Bruce here, you have a dog that loves to eat very quickly, a Kong comes very useful for that, because you put some of their dinner in it and have to work for it, and it takes a bit longer. It's also great if you want to put supplements in your dog's food, like for example omega-3, salmon oil or spirulina, or if your dog has to take some medication because he has a bit of a condition at times and he needs to take a tablet. It's very hard sometimes to give your dog a tablet, so what you can do is actually hide it in the middle of some wet food, put it in there, and it makes swallowing of the tablet way easier. A Kong is also great for your dog's oral health because by chewing on it, it basically helps them keep their teeth clean. A Kong is also great to create positive experience for your dog, and you can think of different scenarios here. So for example, if you have a dog that suffers from separation anxiety and doesn't like when they are left on their own, in that case you can give them a Kong and you keep it for those moments where you go away, and that's exactly what I did with Bruce. So basically Bruce hated when he was left on his own, but I started giving him a Kong every time I go away from the freezer. I fill it, I put it in the freezer, and then every time I go away there's a Kong that's coming out of the freezer, and he absolutely loves it now when I go away because he knows that when I go away he gets his favorite Kong, and it actually created a positive experience for him. You can also imagine if you have a dog that is afraid of cars and is a bit uncomfortable in it, you can actually give them a Kong for car rides because then it creates a positive experience for them. Also, if you have a dog that is a bit wary of some sounds, for example fireworks, and you want to get them used to it before Halloween, what I recommend is to play some fireworks sounds on your phone while giving a Kong to your dog, so it creates a positive experience for them. So they start to associate, oh, this is a sound I don't like, but every time I hear it, I actually get a Kong. So it's actually a good thing in the end. And you can see how it can help you so much. And also, if you have a dog that is not socialized properly and you want to take them out, you know, in busy places, but they are a bit wary. What we do a lot here, especially because I have a foster at the moment, Charlie, who's very, very reactive. So we do that a lot. Actually, we go to places in the car and then I sit in the boot with him and I actually give him a Kong and we just watch the world go by, and it actually creates a positive experience for him because he thinks, okay, there's people around, but actually every time there's people around, I get this thing and it's great. And finally, obviously, you can also use a Kong as a toy to basically play with your dog as well. You can play fetch, or you can also play like hide and seek game where you basically hide a treat in it, so the Kong smell, and then you hide the Kong and you ask your dog to actually find their Kong, and it's good for them. It's very stimulating as well. Now I think it's pretty clear why this is my favorite dog toy of all time, and honestly, if you can only get one toy for your dog, please get a Kong. However, there are a few cautions. So as you can see, like this one, it's a small one, but there's actually an extra small one as well, which is smaller than this, and it is quite small. So imagine if I was giving that one to Bruce, it could probably eventually, hopefully not, but he might swallow it. It could be possible. So what I recommend is always get the right size for your dog, but also even one size up to actually avoid that. Also, because as I said and as I showed you, there's a hole in here, you have to make sure it can happen, not that much, but it could potentially happen that your dog trying to get the treats actually could get stuck with his jaw in, which could be really, really painful. And also another one, and that's why there's actually another hole here at the top, because there could be a suction effect when your dog try to get the food, and they could actually get their tongue stuck in as well, but that's why there's a hole. But if it's frozen treats, it could happen. So what you can do in that case, you can actually fill it, and before you freeze it, you put a straw in, so to keep hair around, and then it will never happen. But the one thing I will tell you at the beginning, always supervise when you give the Kong to your dog. Finally, you might actually wonder, what could you possibly put in a Kong as a treat for your dog? And my answer is literally anything. Some of my favorite are actually peanut butter. There's one especially for dog, cream cheese, a bit of ham, some treats, some hot dogs, actually natural treats as well, like chicken feed, because then they can get stuck. You can also, as I said, use supplements like spirulina or omega-3, which is really, really good for dog. And I'm going to tell you, next week I will make a special video about recipe and ideas to feed a Kong with. So make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that video, and I will see you there. Bye.